got some very exciting news when it comes to breeding the goats. Now, Percy's been here for about a week and a half now, and he's bred with both the girls, which is really good news, but he will be here for just over another month or so to breed them again when they come back in heat, just in case they weren't pregnant like the first time. So Percy's owners speak very highly of him being a very good billy goat at breeding the girls. So Maya was bred on the 28th of November, so hopefully she should have kids around the 28th, 29th of April, and then Phoebe was bred, at least the first time I saw it, on the 3rd of December, so hopefully she should have kids sort of early May, around the 3rd-ish. I think the girls have both come out of heat now because obviously they're a lot more relaxed and I haven't seen them breed or do anything crazy recently, but as a whole they're doing well. Hopefully then this means we should get some pretty good kids from the girls and Percy, and I'm very excited for that. So we've got a rough date on when they should be due if they were bred the first time, which hopefully, fingers crossed, they were, but if not, they'll have their kids a bit later on, but we should be okay with that. One thing I've definitely noticed from watching the goats doing their breeding and whatever is Percy really likes to chase the girls around a lot, and that's why sadly all around here is really muddy because they'll just like run laps and laps around the shed, and they've been a lot more relaxed. Phoebe, what's crazy? They've been a lot more relaxed recently and calmed down a bit, but their field is still really destroyed and it's not been very helpful. It's just been raining the whole time. You can also see this side of the shed between the fence and the shed is also destroyed, and then there's like a trail where they've been walking like up and down along this side of the fence, and I think that's just to see the boys as well. But to get around this and all the mud out here, I did move their hay feeders, the girls and Percy's hay feeders, into the shed. So I put one on this pallet, and then you can kind of see there's one at the back, and this is basically because I think the goats were starting, oh my goodness, the lighting. Now I made this change and put the hay feeders in the shed because I think the goats were like eating less hay because of the mud and they didn't like standing in it, and Maya was like leaning over the side of the hay feeder to kind of get the hay. But since putting the hay in the shed, it's been working really well. They've eaten so much more, and that's pretty good because obviously it's quite cold at the moment, and hopefully if they're pregnant I want to make sure they've got the right amount of food and nutrients they need, so that's been a pretty good result. And obviously it's quite like a nice difference for them to be stood on the straw in their shed, which is nice and dry, to all this mud and bogginess. As you can see over here is just a mixture of like mud and wet hay, and it's just not very nice. And you can see they're struggling and they're not very happy. Hey, why are you still eating this? This is like wet hay that's been out for a while. Hey, city goat. But no, they're doing okay. As a whole, I think they're doing okay. They're just not the biggest fans of wet, cold weather. Anyway, before I go through, give them some extra hay and feed them, I thought we'd better spend some time with Henry and Oscar, as they're being very loud and jealous. I think the problem is though I'm spending more time in with Percy and the girls, just because it's the new field and there's a lot of things I'm doing in there, and they're also quite important. I think I quite like Percy, but look, they can all see your lovely face. Henry and Oscar are both pygmy goats, but they're just not like pure pygmy goats. There's obviously something else going on because they're a lot bigger. Well, Oscar's not too much bigger, but he is bigger, and then Henry's just humongous. Right, I'll put that back. Henry! Like, look at the size of him. His head is humongous, isn't it? Your head is humongous. He's a big boy, and then, yeah, Oscar's just over there, but Oscar's not as big as Henry is, but Henry's huge. You eat a lot of food as well, don't you? He also has a tendency for sneezing in my face. Are you alright? I think this is the issue we're having. They like to hang around, especially along the fence line, and just bleat at the others. But I think they're all hungry because it is time for their food, to be honest. Especially Phoebe. Phoebe likes to bleat a lot, especially when she's on her own. Percy's not too bad. He bleats a bit, but he's a bit funny. Percy? Percy's so weird. He doesn't like me, but I don't want him to like me in a way because... Oh, okay, Percy. He's covered in like wee. Percy's like covered in wee and ugh. Hey, look how big your horns are, Percy. He's also a bit silly. Oh dear. It's crazy to think I don't own 5 goats, but I'm like looking after 5 goats. Obviously I've got my 4 and then Percy, but when the girls have their babies, hopefully we'll have 8 kids. Wait, no, hold on. We'll have 4 kids and then 8 goats overall, and we'll keep the girls and hopefully get more girls than boys, but if we don't, we don't. Look how fluffy his face is. I think he's so funny. When it's like really wet and cold, he goes really fluffy. Look at this. Don't start chewing me. I know you're hungry. Look at this face. Henry, look. Hey, Oscar. Oscar. Look at you, Oscar. Look. No, Henry. Oh. Right, I don't know how much of that you caught because it was actually in slow-mo. The boys are not very good at sharing, but they're eating, they've eaten their food, their grain, they're onto the hay now. And yeah, Oscar's got this like tyre he stands on so he doesn't get his hooves dirty, but also it helps him reach higher. I don't know. It's because he's small. Henry doesn't really need the tyre, but anyway, let's go sort the girls out. You got yourself stuck? She'll get her head out in a minute. She got her head in. There we go. Honestly, goats like to get in the way and be painful. Well, that's it for today's kind of goat update, goat vlog thing. Basically, just gone through, updated you, seen how it's gone, fed all the goats. Man, it is freezing today. I don't know what's up with today. It's like, it's colder than cold. Anyway, if you enjoy this sort of more laid back video about the goats, do subscribe. We're trying to reach 2,000 by the end of the year. It'd be amazing if we reach that goal. But until the next video, there's plenty of other goat videos to watch in the goat playlist as well. So thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.